Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Terri. I make Philippine Travel Updates. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to stay updated with the travel rules in the Philippines so that you can prepare for your flight to the Philippines. Okay, guys, I know I have done this many times na pero I've seen that a lot of people are still confused on what proof do they need to show if they're fully vaccinated to avail a shortened quarantine. People are still confused, so I just want to show everyone what the vaccination proof actually looks like. Okay, so if you're vaccinated in the Philippines, guys, regardless of your nationality, kahit OFW, non-OFW, or foreigner, if sa Philippines ka na vaksinan or nabakunahan, you can either pwedeng VaxCert PH certificate, this is what it looks like, it has a QR code, or pwede din yung BOQ issued ICV. Okay? Kahit alin dyan sa dalawa. Mas madali ang VaxCert PH kasi online lang, tsaka it's free. And good news kasi even on our area, it was recently announced in our city that we are also gonna be allowed or we are also gonna be using VaxCert PH. So guys, try ha. Kung saang lupalop kayo ng Pilipinas na bakunahan, try nyo mag-register sa VaxCert PH. Baka available na sa lugar ninyo. Moving forward, for those vaccinated abroad, OFWs, ay nako, mas pahirap po sa mga kababayan nating OFWs. They need Polo Vaccine Pass. Please, bisitahin ang mga Facebook page or website ng Polo sa country kung saan nandyan kayo dahil meron na silang instructions on how to get your Polo Vaccine Pass. While for those vaccinated abroad, non-OFWs, Balikbayans, and foreigners, National Digital Certificate, this one is an EU National Digital Certificate and apparently accepted siya guys, yung EU Digital Certificate. Wow, Shana Oil. So in EU's digital certificate has a QR code and it's nationally recognized sa EU. So unlike in the US na per state iba-iba and some states don't even have a digital certificate because they don't want COVID-19 passports. Another option po, if you don't have digital certificate, is an ICV or an International Certificate of Vaccination or Prophylaxis. Now, some people argue, we don't use that. That doesn't exist. We may not be familiar with it because it has been used for a long time. I don't know if you remember, but if you were when you were a baby, you were actually issued an ICV. Yes po, for other types of vaccines, ito po yung ginagamit. This is what's used, ICV. In fact, if you're like vaccinated in the US, babies get issued an ICV or even in Canada. So actually po, there is an ICV and you may not be familiar with it, but it's not being used kasi for COVID-19 vaccinations. Now that's the problem. But I know in a few countries like Germany still uses ICV, International Certificate of Vaccination, for their COVID vaccinations. So no problem for travelers from Germany because they already have the ICV. I've heard some kababayans na nag-order na sila sa Amazon. I mean, if this is the trip, if this is what IATF wants, we'll give it to them. Diba? So let us know guys, for those who ordered from Amazon and will be arriving in the Philippines, will they accept it? Let us know. But actually guys, if you're going to order it online, the person or the vaccination facility or health professional who administered your vaccine should sign this ICV, not yourself. There is a part there where they have to stamp or sign. So you cannot fill it out by yourself. Hay nako, Ani shared, kakauwi ko lang kagabi, tinanggap naman digital vaccine certificate ko from France. So Ani arrived and her EU digital vaccine certificate was accepted. While Eric shared that his wife and a mom arrived. They were coming from the US. They had with them their QR code, New York vaccination passport or certificate, and CDC card, and it was denied. He said it got denied for the shortened 5 days quarantine. It was very swift and fast. Seems like you are auto-denied if you're coming from the US. And they were actually asking for polo verification. See guys, polo verification is only for OFWs, and obviously Eric's family are not OFWs. Even BOQ, they don't know what they're doing. No, what they need training. Seriously. ICV is not being used in the US. So if you want ICV, you need to buy it or order it from your health professional. It's really disappointing, guys, because this is meant to be a privilege for the vaccinated, but instead they're not giving it to us because hindi daw nila accept yung ating vaccination proof. How unfair is that? And the vaccination certificate, for example, digital vaccination certificate from the state of California is also not accepted. It has a QR code and you cannot easily fake that. How can you fake this? IATF. Kasi they are assuming that we're gonna fake it. Bakit naman po? Hindi kayo nagtitiwala sa kababayan ninyo. Bakit po ganun? And they want reciprocity. Ganun ba talaga yun? Kailangan may benefit? You should consider at least for Filipinos na lang. And IATF didn't publish the list of countries where yung Vaxcert PH is accepted. Well done, IATF. You just confused everyone and we're very disappointed kasi we were happy that you shortened the quarantine, but accepting the proof of vaccination, ayaw yung tanggapin yung proof namin. Why? This is why I cannot blame our kababayans na nag-iisip na pera-pera lang ang quarantine. Because you're making everything so complicated. I like what Nick said. Vaccine cards and certificates can be fake, but QR codes can't. So why can't you accept if the vaccination certificate has a QR code? Iscan nyo po yan. Iscan nyo, BOQ. That's not a hard job to do. Well, maybe less stress for families traveling. You don't have to stress about this vaccination proof because anyway, you're not qualified for the shortened quarantine or the vaccinated protocol. So traveling with unvaccinated children, don't stress about this vaccination proof because you are not qualified for it. Okay? Because the child is unvaccinated, so you'll have to follow the 7 nights quarantine. So if you need to pre-book po, pre-book for only 7 nights. Kasi you cannot follow the fully vaccinated protocol. You cannot leave the child on their own in a hotel. So, ikaw, na kahit fully vaccinated, you need to follow the unvaccinated protocol. While those who receive different doses, let's say you receive first dose Pfizer, second dose AstraZeneca, or first dose AstraZeneca, second dose Moderna. Unfortunately, some of our travelers shared that hindi din po accepted. So, sorry po. Unvaccinated protocol po ang ifa-follow ninyo. Hay nako guys, kung hindi naman kayo ma-avail ng shortened quarantine or yung fully vaccinated protocol, it means extra 2 days quarantine.